All right, we're live.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jordan.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for being on.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, always looking to, bring in new people and just try to I don't know, bring the community together in as many
Definitely,
ways as possible.
definitely. Yeah, and then a couple days ago, I was looking through some of your videos, getting more acquainted with you, and I could just tell you're a real good dude. So I was like, this is the type of guy I want to collaborate with. You got good energy, providing lots of value for your clients, and yeah, I could just tell you're. Some YouTubers out there are just after the views, after the subscribers, but I could tell this guy's a real dude. So
Sure, I appreciate that. So yeah, basically the format of this is, we'll just answer their questions or whatever. I titled it "Let's Talk About Nofap" because I know that that's probably the biggest common area that we both have. But we can answer any question about anything. That
sounds great.
So
just a general template. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So chat, it's on y'all now. Start asking us some questions, whatever y'all want to know.
Sweet. Yeah. Now, let me see. I actually can't. Oh, there we go. Okay. I switched to comments. Now I can see the chat. There we go.
Got you.
Sweet. Yeah. But by the way, yeah, I was looking through your old videos. I saw your very first video is you dunking. It's like 5'8" guy dunking. I was like, damn, that's impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm not really I'm injured right now, so I'm not really getting up anymore.
But still.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just how I started. It was my first few videos were all basketball related.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've been able to at my peak athletics, I could touch the top of the rim, but I can never dunk. Yeah, as you know, you got to get 2 inches above the rim, or at least an inch and a half. But
you got to get more if you want to dunk, you got to get about.
You got to get more 6 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I was a couple inches away. Yeah, you had hops. That was impressive.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back to that. Okay, we got some good questions here. So let's see. So basically, I'm on Nofap and I'm training myself to see dirty stuff without busting. Is that good? In my opinion, I don't think that that's a good idea. If you're talking porn or anything like that, I'd advise you to steer clear of that, completely. Edging, all of that, none of that is a good idea in my opinion.
I completely agree. Yeah, and anything porn. Well, first of all, it creates a lust response, and yeah, if you're looking at pictures that even without ejaculating, you're still creating that lust response. And I think whatever part of our personalities we feed grows. So if we're feeding this lust personality of ourselves, that's just going to grow. And also just any porn really affects our dopamine system and our reward center. So instead of getting pleasure from exercise or meditation or socializing, if we're getting this pleasure from looking at these pictures or videos, or even without busting, that's still going to have negative consequences to our dopamine system and our psychology lust-wise.
Exactly.
Plus, and I heard some people, or go ahead.
No, you got it. Keep going. You're on a roll.
Yes. So some people, yeah, in a way it can almost be worse, because if you ejaculate after 12 minutes, at least it ends there. But I know some people, they could be edging for an hour or two even, and then that's just flooding our dopamine system. So sometimes it's better just to finish quick.
No, exactly. Because how do I put this? It's kind of edging is jumping off of a cliff, and releasing is hitting the bottom. So imagine you jump off a cliff and you never hit the bottom. You're just falling for the rest of your life. It's just, I don't know, man. It's one of those things that's just my personal opinion. I personally think porn is worse than actually the action itself of releasing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, ideally, I think it's best to abstain from both, but I agree that porn is the main issue.
Exactly. So the next question: what would you say is the biggest benefit of Nofap? I think that's a very subjective thing. In my experience, it was discipline. That's the one thing that, and I have a few Nofap videos on the way, so stay tuned for those. But I feel discipline is like the biggest thing that changed for me. Like after, and it's like a snowball effect. You know, over time, my discipline just got better and better and better. And at a certain point, it was like, bro, like I'm just on my shit like every day. And it's like, it's natural. It becomes very natural because, like GoldJacketLuke said, the part of your mind that you feed grows. So when you feed that discipline by doing something like Nofap, and with Nofap, it's just a matter of time. You know, the longer you go, the more disciplined you get. It's just, you know, it feeds into itself. And, you know, it showed in my production, in how many videos I was able to produce and the quality and all of that.
Facts. Yeah. And yeah, it's like a cornerstone habit. Yeah. Discipline in one area rubs off into discipline in other areas. I thought that was an excellent response. And I'd say also another huge one for me was just self-esteem. Just knowing, for me, it was an addiction. So just having this thing outside of me have power over me, have control over me, it doesn't feel good. So when I took my power back and, you know, healed that addiction, my self-esteem went way up. There's so many benefits across the board, whether it's, yeah, discipline, self-esteem, and or just how we see women, you know?
Yeah, that's all true. I think, yeah, that's a very big thing too, is confidence. Just confidence. And like part of that confidence came from me being disciplined, just in terms of like, you know, when I'm on my shit, I tend to be a more confident person in general, just because, you know, I know that like I'm doing what I need to do every day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
snowballs. Like, yeah. Over time.
Yeah. Yeah. It all just feeds into each other.
Yeah.
So,
but by the way, congrats on your relationship.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I watched some of live stream. Yeah. You guys have great chemistry, and yeah.
Thank you, man.
So.
I'm very thankful for it. Very thankful. I think it goes to show, man, that you can manifest anything.
Yeah.
You can manifest a whole other person into your life. You can manifest anything.
That's powerful. Yeah.
Yep. But let's see. As for a general thing in Nofap, what do you think everyone should be doing? Like, I guess he means like other habits that you should do with Nofap. In my opinion, meditation is definitely a game changer. You know, when you combine those two things, just your level of awareness, just goes to a completely different level.
Definitely. Yeah, my longest Nofap streak started at the end of 2016. I went 800 days, and in and in mid 2016 was when I got really into meditation. And I definitely think that's not a coincidence. The meditation helped me so much.
Definitely. Like, I think without meditation, I know I wouldn't have made it as long as I did, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like, man, meditation is it's a game changer. That and cold showers. Cold showers can definitely help a lot, especially when it comes to like, I don't know, just like it just, I'm gonna make a video on that, but I think that they complement each other very well, because Nofap teaches you to not do something and cold showers teach you to do something.
Nice.
So it gives you like a good balance of like assertiveness and like boldness, but also discipline.
That's so important to add something. There needs to be some replacement. Yeah. So whether it's cold showers or meditation or exercise, but yeah, I completely agree with that.
Definitely. But and also just like being on your purpose. I think like distracting yourself, like whether that's, you know, it could be working out, YouTube channel, business, school. You have to be doing something. You can't just do Nofap and just be like sitting around, which I know sounds a little bit contradictory, you know, when I just said meditate. I think it's like the balance, you know, just don't allow your mind to wander into that space, basically.
Yeah. You don't want to be obsessed with, I'm not looking at porn, I'm not jacking off or whatever, and always thinking about that. But your mind wants to be focused on the positives. What goals do you have?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It definitely just brought me all the way to the bottom. Okay. Love to see it. How often do you work out? Right now, I'm not working out at all, which is very tough. but I'm waiting to go see a doctor so I can get my back fixed and I can like be in the gym properly and really like work out the way I want to. But before that, I was working out 2 to 3 times a week.
What happened to your back?
Honestly, I don't know. Like it was like I think I might have. What I think happened is I was squatting. I was doing like barbell squats, but I think I didn't have the flexibility to go as low as I was going. So like all of the pressure went to my back instead of my legs, which is why I always like I can never like get past a certain point with squats, like no matter how long I was doing them. And I think that's why. But
Gotcha.
dude, like yeah, like 2020, I was going to the chiropractor like multiple times a week for like the whole year. And
Gotcha.
like it was bad.
Gotcha. Yeah, back injuries could be a long time ago. Yeah, I hurt my back deadlifting, and yeah, that was hard. It took a while to recover.
For sure.
But yeah, for me, I have before COVID, I'd go to the gym 3 times a week. But I haven't been to a gym in a year now. They've been closed in LA where I live. I think they're just starting to reopen now. But I've been doing just like push-ups and lunges and squats, and all I have is 10-pound dumbbells, so I'm doing like 30 reps and but working out's important.
Yeah, you got to make the most of what you have. That's crazy, honestly. Like, cause I live in Texas, and like I didn't realize that everything was closed like that in like other places. Like, dude, we kind of live in our own bubble here. Like, not like COVID almost doesn't even exist. Like. People like I don't know, bro. Like I went to LA in February, like early February.
Okay.
And like just seeing people wearing masks outside, that shocked the hell out of me.
Huh.
Like I was not used to seeing that at all. Like people here, like unless we have to wear masks, like they just don't.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Culture shock for sure.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting how different areas have had very different ways of navigating COVID. Yeah, some probably going too far in one way, some going too far in another way. But yeah, it's always. But
definitely, man, for sure.
But yeah, it's really interesting.
Is Nofap affecting your hair? Okay, that's actually something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. I do actually think that Nofap has made my hair grow longer, or like it made it grow faster, rather. I don't really have a way to prove that, because I didn't like measure it or anything like that. I think that if you go and watch my videos just from like maybe July 2019 to like April 2020, and you look at how much my hair grew there, and then you look from April to December 2020, you can like see like there's a significant like my hair just started growing a lot faster. And I think not even Nofap, I think retention was kind of the reason why. And I think, like your body would retain more nutrients, obviously. So it makes sense. But like I said, I can't prove that scientifically. I really don't know. Yeah,
I had a Skype client a month ago, and he said once he started Nofap, like he was balding, and then his balding stopped.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I don't think I've noticed something with my hair, maybe, but I just do feel just more healthy and have more vitality in general. So it just makes sense that the better our body is working. But at the same time, I know some no-fat people can go overboard with the superpowers and how suddenly every girl is checking them out, and it's like there is some truth to it, but I'm always careful, getting into that like bro science.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's one thing that I really try to do is like maintain that balance, because I don't want to like set people up for failure. Because if like they come into NoFap thinking that like, unless you're like really heavily addicted to it, I wouldn't say it changes your life that much. Like if you're like heavily addicted to it, then you would almost get like what could be called superpowers, just because you were already like at such a low spot. But I don't know. I don't like to use the term realistic, but like I guess that's really the only word that's applicable. Like I want people to like have a realistic idea.
Yeah, because it's and realistic is that there are lots of benefits, but yeah, you're not going to be Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Superman kind of comes from making it a habit, and as the benefits snowball over a year, then it's just like the gym benefits, the working on your dreams benefits, just everything snowballs. And NoFap is one foundational cornerstone of that, like a pillar of it.
Exactly. That's the main thing, bro. NoFap is not everything, but it's something.
It's like a pillar. It's like a foundation. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see. How do you deal with disappointment? So I guess I don't know. I guess we can answer that like just in general instead of like in the context of NoFap. For me, I think I try to use disappointment as motivation. Like, and usually like when we're talking like disappointment, it's like I'm disappointed in myself. You know, like I feel like I could have done something better. So I just try to use it as motivation to like, you know, come a little bit harder next time, you know, in whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's a video underperforming or, you know, if I just feel like I haven't been on my stuff lately, you know, I just try to use that momentum to like flip it around, kind of like a rubber band. You know, you pull it back, you let it go.
I like that a lot. I completely agree. Like some frustration, it could almost be like a little sting, but stings us into action or stings us into reevaluating how we're living, and it could be a call to step things up. Exactly. And also, I've seen you talk about law of attraction, spirituality summits. When I get frustrated, like I know if I keep taking action, the world or the universe or God will eventually meet me halfway, you know? Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, just take it as, all right, bring it on. What's next? Let's keep going. You know, it's, or sometimes when I see frustration, I see it's, okay, that wasn't a true match for who I am right now. If I went on a date with a girl and she never called me back and I get disappointment, and then I'll think, well, it wasn't meant to be then. So, you know, I try not to take disappointment personally.
Yeah, no, that's all great for sure. Let me ask you something. Can you hear that or no? Can you like hear something in the background?
Barely. Like okay, sounds like a microwave or something, or
no? It's like I guess they're cutting the grass outside or something. Just
okay.
Move around a little bit. All right.
I could barely hear it.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. I lost my train of thought.
Oh, it's getting louder.
Yeah, man. They're like, I don't know if they're like right outside of my window or something. I'm on the second story, so I don't know. But so I myself don't watch porn currently, and I've tried cycles of releasing once a week. Can you relate, or would you say to abstain from masturbation entirely? So that's actually an interesting one. I think that it kind of depends on the person. In my case, I actually find it harder to do it once a week. I find moderation harder than elimination, personally, just because like subconsciously I know that I'm like giving myself permission to do it. So it's like it's harder to hold out until then as opposed to just not doing it entirely. So I think it depends on the person and, you know, your personal experiences. But for me, I find that eliminating it entirely is best.
That's very true and I completely agree. I have met some people who do find a good rhythm once a week or something, but also for me personally, I do the best and feel the best when it's not even an option. It's just all or nothing, because then I don't even think about it or ponder it. And if someone wants to do it once a week without porn, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But me personally, even if I did it once a week, I would feel some drain, you know. So I personally, full retention I think is the ideal. But yeah, I'm not dogmatic, and I think people just need to experiment and figure out what works best for them. But I'm the same as you. I'm all or nothing is actually easier for me.
Yeah, and I think trying to think about how I was gonna say this. I feel like when you know that you're going to do it at the end of the week or whatever, you almost think of it as a reward, and that makes every other day feel terrible. It feels like every other day is a chore or like a stepping stone just to get to that again. And it kind of takes the fun out of life, in my opinion. And it's the same thing like with cheat meals, for example, when it comes to dieting. It like makes eating healthy feel terrible. It's like, damn, like I don't want to do this, like, but I'm gonna just endure this because I know that at the end of the week I'm gonna have a cheat meal. And it's like, I'm not
Yeah,
sure that that's really healthy for your mind.
that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the reward should be the benefits of the discipline and the
Yes.
energy, and the reward isn't that one, yeah,
Exactly.
experience at the end of the week, but the reward should be the benefits of the practice, because then you'll start
Exactly.
looking at the practice in a negative way. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Because you'll find the reward like every day
Yeah,
instead of on that one day. So you start living a more fulfilling life.
you can
Like I
live in the
said,
present.
that's just
Yeah,
my 2 cents. Y'all do what you
nah,
want to do. But
I
that's
like
just
that
what
a
I
lot.
personally do.
I like that a lot.
So let's see. What other things do you use to take your mind off of your urge? Besides working out is hard to do when you're in bed at night. Um, like for me, YouTube. Like I know a lot of you guys, if you've been following me for a while, I was posting like every day for like a good little minute there because like that was just like that's where I was putting all of my energy into YouTube. It got to the point that I was posting like twice a day, 2 to 3 times a day, and I think you have to have that outlet, an outlet that is productive, ideally, something that'll help like improve your life, something that you can build up. That's why I say a business, school, a job, just anything like that, a book that you might be writing, just like find something that you can build up. And that's why also, working out is good. If you're like in bed at night, get out of bed and do push-ups. Like you gotta just take like preventative measures, and you have to have enough self-awareness to know when you have that urge and to use it.
Yeah. And yeah, like the creative outlets can be powerful. Yeah, making some art or journaling down your thoughts. Meditation is a big one. One thing for me was if I had a strong urge, getting away from technology would be helpful, because I knew if I had an urge, just browsing the news or YouTube or something, I could go act on my urge within just a couple clicks away, just being on technology. So sometimes when I have an urge, I'll just shut down my laptop or put my phone in like a drawer, and go read a book or work on some non-tech related goal for a while until I'm feeling good again, because tech and urges, they go kind of hand in hand. They're connected.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I saw you deleted your Instagram or social media.
Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't know, dude. It was just like at a certain point you have to like I just realized that it wasn't doing any good for me, like at all. And like every time I delete it, good things start happening. Like my mindset, I feel healthier mentally. I'm focused more on YouTube. Like I just feel like I'm comparing myself less to other people. And I don't know. There's just no real good. Like people say, oh, use it for promo or everything like that. Like me personally, what I found is that doesn't really, it's not really very effective. Like if you want to promote yourself, do it on YouTube, because this is the platform that you're trying to grow on. Like if you're like promoting yourself to people on Instagram, if people wanted to be on YouTube there, they would be on YouTube, not Instagram. They'd be watching videos instead of scrolling their feed. So that's why, like, I don't know. To me, the algorithm is the best promotion you'll ever get.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just wanted to drop that out there for all those people that have been telling me that.
Yeah.
Same with TikTok too. I just got off TikTok a couple of days ago.
Okay. I never got on it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, I don't want to say the platform's all bad. It just, I don't know. It's easy to grow on, but it doesn't really translate very well to YouTube.
Yeah, I have a friend who had TikTok. He said not that many people came to his YouTube channel from his TikTok.
Yeah.
And for more deep content where people share their insights on life, like me and you, TikTok is more 6 second, short attention span type videos, like
Yeah.
just silly, more comedy stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like for our type of content, people are going to need to have a good attention span and focus and think about stuff, not just
100%.
TikTok is just like endless distraction. And
100%. And TikTok, I would almost argue that TikTok is more dangerous than Instagram for like urges and things like that. Because man, TikTok, like, that's where I found my girlfriend, mind you.
Okay.
So like, I mean, there's like a lot of girls on there, bro. Like, there's on YouTube, my audience is primarily male, but on TikTok, it was primarily female because there's a lot of girls on there. So it's like, and they'll like on YouTube, they can comment on your videos. On TikTok, they can DM you. And like, things like that. So it's just like, man, like you gotta really know what you're doing on there. You gotta really be aware. Let's see. Okay, I haven't watched porn in 7 months already, and I have got some good streaks. Like my highest one is 47 days. But the thing is that I don't have a sexual fantasy anymore. Is that a big deal? Okay, so that's really interesting. When he says like sexual fantasy, I guess like we're not talking urges. I guess we're talking like he's just not thinking like that anymore. Or maybe I'm confused with that. Because if it comes to urges, at a certain point I didn't lose my urges, but at a certain point like you condition your mind so strongly that you just know like, okay, I'm just not going to do that anytime soon.
Yeah, and he might be going what's called a flat line, where people's libido or just sexual desires temporarily go dormant because they were so conditioned by pornography that when they take away the pornography, they forget what it's actually like. Like the brain or hormones need to reboot to what true healthy natural sexual desire actually is. So yeah, there's a chance that he's going through that, which the case would be just keep going, keep abstaining. And eventually the brain will reboot. But for me, a big part of my process was, after I cut out porn, it was like my sexual desire more. I realized how much porn was morphing my sexual desires. Like I was objectifying women actually quite a bit, and take away the porn, I actually started to more notice other things in women, just her female energy, or just, I actually really respect this girl and admire character qualities about her. Well, porn really caused me just to objectify so much and be very visual. While I feel like taking away the porn, it took some while for me to recalibrate to what natural sexual attraction is. So there is kind of a healing process that one has to go through.
No, that's definitely true. Definitely 100% true right there. Just stick it out.
You just gotta keep going.
That's almost like that's always going to be the answer when it comes to Nofap. Just stick it out.
Yeah, and it could be. Yeah, it's he was used to getting all these dopamine spikes from porn. You take that away, and his brain's like, "Where's my dopamine?" And when dopamine is low, we have less desire. So even something like going to the gym or working on goals or things to get that dopamine flowing back again, that could reboot his brain in a way.
Yeah, exactly. How to get past 7 days? To like be quite frank, you just do it for 8 days. Do Nofap for 8 days. You got it. Like it's one of those things. Like a lot of people set up these mental barriers, and that's why I don't advocate counting your days, actually, because when you do that, you're like setting yourself up for failure, because you're telling yourself subconsciously that like I'm going to fail at some point. Like this is like a temporary challenge. So when you do that, it's like, of course, like you're going to relapse, especially when you tell yourself like I can't get past the 7 day mark. What's the difference between the 7 day mark and the 6 day? Like they're the same thing. A day is a day, no matter what. So you just kind of have to like uncondition your mind, stop counting the days, and just turn it into a lifestyle.
Yeah. That's and another part is just how bad do you want it? If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. I know some people who have they were so addicted that they decided to get a flip phone instead of a smartphone. So or they would kind of meditate an hour every single day, or I'd get an accountability partner, or I'd read some books about this addiction, or whatever it is. But it's like the more action you put in, whether it's learning more about it, accountability partner, replacement activities, creating a structure around it, the more results you'll get back. So if you're struggling getting 7 days, it's how can you work harder on this? How can you put more into it? Because whatever we put into something, the more we'll get out of it.
Exactly. And like, I think when it comes to Nofap, or really any like disciplinary thing, what was I about to say? I think it doesn't get easier over time. You just get mentally stronger. It's kind of like if you were to do 50 pull-ups every day for a year, the pull-ups are still the same by the end of that year, but you got stronger, so they're going to get easier relative to you and your body. And the same thing applies with Nofap in your mind. It's going to get easier over time because you're going to develop mental strength and discipline.
Yeah, that's a big thing I've told my clients is the longer you go, the easier it gets. The first 30 days, the first 45 days, especially the first 14 days can be extremely tough, but the longer you go, the easier it gets. The porn stays the same, but you get stronger. Your brain changes. Those old poor neural pathways start to wither away. And then you just create more beliefs, more different thought patterns and thought habits. So the longer you go, the easier it gets for sure.
Exactly.
So part of it's just doing everything you can in the beginning and get that snowball rolling.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, you could try things like scripting, for example. I've talked about that in relation to the law of attraction, but you can use that to kind of manifest a longer streak in that way, because you're conditioning your mind. You're conditioning your mind to not relapse. So that's really what Nofap is. It's really more of a mental thing than a physical thing. So make of that what you will.
But it's worth it. Yeah. I encourage people to give it their best shot.
Definitely.
You don't want to be the guy who's fapping and looking at porn for the next 10 years, 20 years, It's like the earlier you get this handled, the better.
100%. Let's see. Okay, how often do you both release? Would you say it's healthy to practice a cycle of releasing once a week, once every 2 weeks, or no masturbation Wait, did I read that one already? Or am I tripping? I feel like we read a very similar one to that.
That was similarly worded. That once a week guy.
I mean, okay, as far as how often I release, I don't just have it in my calendar to I couldn't
my
really
3 o'clock appointment. Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't just tell you how often. I really don't know, honestly. It's very sporadic, but like I said, I'm back on Nofap now. And I've been on retention technically. But yeah, like I said, it's very sporadic. It's never planned like that. So
yeah, for me personally, I basically never really release now unless it's a wet dream. I'm single now, so I had a short relationship last year, but right now I'm single, and unless it's a wet dream, it's something I don't release. Like, why would I?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, and there's monks in Asia who haven't released in 20 years.
Yeah, dude, those people. I say this a lot on my channel, but built different. Bro, those people are built different for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is fapping the only thing that blocks chakras and holding you back spiritually? I wouldn't say it's the only thing that holds you back spiritually. I think that a lot of it, I think that social media plays a big part in that for a lot of people. And just like general consumption of media and of negative energy. A lot of people aren't really considerate of their mental diet and their physical diet too. I think eating like unhealthy foods can kind of do the same thing. I think you just have to be mindful of what you consume. And that's why social media is so dangerous, because it's mindless consumption. A lot of it is mindless consumption.
Yeah.
But what you have to understand is, even if you don't intentionally look at something that's negative, your mind is still consuming it. That's why, for example, companies, they place things on billboards. Like they just set advertisements up all over the place, because it's not necessarily to get you to buy something right then and there, but it's to plant that seed in your mind.
Yeah.
So,
subconscious. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the big thing is just your mental diet, or like your overall consumption, the type of energy that you consume.
We are what we consume. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Whether it's online stuff, social media, food, news, even the conversations we have. Yeah. And I think in our culture, everything is about consuming too. What's the next product to buy? What's the next, this, that, but like shifting more from being a consumer to more being a creator, whether it's, like you creating with your YouTube channel, or creating art, or just creating something with your goals or whatever it is. But rather than being this consumer in this society, how can I be an individual? So instead of worrying about Kanye West, or like I saw in the news lately about the royal family in the UK, it's like, I don't care about that at all. Yeah. Exactly. And I care about me, my friends, what I could do for the world. It's like so many people are worried about this royal family in the UK. It's like, what does that have to do with you? People need to care more about themselves and their friends than this celebrity culture and like these e-girls and all this random stuff. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. That's a very good point, actually, about like celebrity culture and just being overly invested in other people's lives, and like not necessarily, some people can provide value to you, that's one thing. But when you're just following celebrities that don't know you exist, and you're just like, you're not drawing inspiration from them or anything, you're just watching their every move for basically no reason. That's not really, you're pedestalizing them. And in doing that, you're putting yourself down. You're changing your perception of yourself. And I think that that's something that, ask yourself if you think celebrities do that. Do you think celebrities care about what others, like they don't care about what other celebrities are doing. They're focused on their own life. They don't have time to be thinking about those types of things.
Yeah, I remember seeing an interview of Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp says he doesn't even watch his own movies. Like, he makes the movie and then he doesn't even see the final project because he's already busy working on his next project. Or he doesn't. Yeah, he just cares about what he could give. Yeah, but I found myself like 6 months ago, I was like checking the NBA scores a lot and reading like the box scores and obsessing about different player statistics. And I was like, why am I doing this? I'm like, why do I care that this player got 5 rebounds? Or I
do that same thing too. Like I was like really guilty of that. And then I would like look at like college players too a lot. And I'd like try to figure out like, how's this guy gonna do in the NBA? And like stuff like that. And it's like all fun and games and stuff.
Kind of fun.
But it's cool to do that stuff like when your work is done.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like these people are over here like working on their dreams, and I'm just over here idling.
Yeah,
like there's no like, I need to be doing what they're doing. I need to be like becoming the prospect.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, like, trying to find the prospect. So
not caring about this person I'm never going to meet ever in my life. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, that's a good. People can't handle being alone with their thoughts, so they keep themselves busy with others. That's true. That is very true. I don't remember the quote entirely. I'm sure you've heard this one before, but it's like most of man's problem stems from not being able to sit in a room alone with his thoughts for 30 minutes,
I've
something
heard
like
of
that.
that. Powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really do think that that's true. And that's something that I try to consciously do every day is like get away from my phone and just like sit there and just think and let my mind wander.
Yeah.
And I think it's very crucial for your self-awareness. Self-awareness is everything because if you don't have self-awareness, you don't know what to improve on. So just learning to listen to your own thoughts and focus, like turn all that attention from the news and focus on your inner news. You know, what's new with you internally. I think that that's, you know, that's a game changer. That and journaling and just doing meditating, you know, just
Definitely.
listening to yourself.
Definitely. Big time. Yeah. There was, I think I have it saved here on my computer. Actually, there's here's a quote by Eckhart Tolle was, be at least as interested in what goes on inside you as what happens outside. If you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. Primary reality is within, secondary reality is without.
Exactly.
Most people are just plugged into the external world and completely reacting. But yeah, to just be able to sit, so meditating or even just like, sitting in the couch or laying in bed and just, or going on a walk and just becoming aware of our thoughts and where does this thought come from? Why do I have this insecure thought, or why am I thinking so much about this? And going deep, peeling the layers. It's huge. Just learn who we are and what motivates us. Yeah.
Just asking questions. Yeah. People are so afraid to ask themselves questions because they're afraid of the answers. But it's like, bro, like you need the answers. Like you have to like figure out what's wrong with yourself, get that diagnosis before you can fix yourself.
Yeah.
So let's see.
It's huge.
Other than Twitter stan accounts, wait, what were you saying?
Yeah, or else it's like a dog chasing its tail. You don't even know what you're going around in circles. Yeah.
No, definitely. And it's like one of those things where it's become so normalized just because everyone else does it. So it's kind of like a, PMO. Like I remember, dude, like we were just talking about this earlier. I didn't start that until I was like 18. And the reason why is because for a while, I didn't realize that it was a normal thing. I didn't realize that a lot of people do it. So I would just like not do it because I'm like, I don't want to be that person, So once I realized like, wait, like, hold on, everybody else is doing this. I was like, okay, like what am I missing out on? And that's where it's like, usually whatever everyone else is doing, a lot of times like the best thing to do is the exact opposite because like most people aren't really, going to do great. I don't want to say they're not going to do great things, but they're like the ordinary person is ordinary for a reason. If you want to be extraordinary, you can't do what they're doing. You have to do something different.
Yeah. Mainstream culture will make you average. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And average is like, for me personally, that's the last place I want to be in life.
Yeah, Sam.
So, that thought scares the hell out of me.
Sam.
It's like being like completely normal, like, and no offense to anybody that's out there, like, that's content with that. But for me, I just can't do it.
I'm the same. Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about, we emailed a bit before this and I saw one of Jordan's videos about how he was late to PMO and I was like, oh, that was me too. I was actually, I was probably like 16 and a half, maybe 16 and a half, I'm guessing. But lots of people are starting 11, 12, 13. But I remember, hearing about it from lots of my friends and people at school when I was 13 and 14. And I like tried it a couple times. And like for me, it like didn't work. And I like thought something was wrong with me. And, and you talked about that one in one of your videos. I thought that was funny. We both had that experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I remember when I did get into it, 16 and a half, 17, I always felt this feeling of something's like I was just doing it because everyone else was doing it too. And then like it felt kind of wrong. And like why am I jerking off to these girls on this computer screen? Like it's like I knew even then before it was an addiction that there was something wrong with it, but I didn't listen to that feeling and it got worse and worse. I should have learned to more listen to my conscience and
always listen to your intuition.
Yeah.
Always. I think it's interesting. Like, I remember I had a friend. I don't think I've ever told anybody this. When I was like maybe 8, I had a friend. He was a couple years older than me. This man would come to my house and watch porn on my computer. I'm talking about like I was 8, so he must have been like 10. Okay, so this was like my first like exposure to
Wow.
that. And I thought it was like the weirdest thing ever. Like not even the fact that he was like doing that shit at my house, like on my computer, but just the fact that he was just watching people have sex. Like that like I just couldn't wrap my head around it for the longest time. But
Yeah. It's just
yeah.
bizarre behavior.
Yeah, I don't know. That was
Yeah.
shout out to him, man. Oh shit.
But 10 years old though, that's so young.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
was
young
crazy.
to be into
It was
that.
really crazy.
Like, hey, can I come over to your house to look at piano?
Like it was so like he just did it so casually too. And I know there was like incognito mode and all of that. I don't think that existed yet. So he probably had all that shit in my search history. And like, dude, it was like terrible.
You just take your computer to the bathroom and do his thing, or
No, it was like a straight desktop computer. Like he was
so
like,
you just
like we'd be like in the room together. Like he'd be like watching it there.
oh damn.
Like he wouldn't be like he wouldn't just take his shit out like that. But he'd
Yeah.
be watching it, and I was like, why are you like? Dude, why are we
you were 8
this?
years old. Yeah, damn. That's
Like,
really
this is kind of weird.
that's so young. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
And nowadays, yeah, like I feel for the young kids today, especially during they're being raised. They have like iPhones and they're like 3 years old nowadays. Like they're even if PMO wasn't an issue, just social media and technology addiction, you know. But throw PMO on top of that, I'm like afraid for the young generation.
It's terrible, dude. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I was literally, I made a video on that about that on TikTok a while back, actually, like a little short video. Like when you think about social media, how many memories do you have on social media? And how many times can you remember yourself like just scrolling through social media or like looking at something on there? Like think about how many hours you might have spent on it, and think about how much of that time you actually remember or retained. That right there, that thought alone is what got me to get off of social media. Because I was like, dude, I'm wasting my fucking life away. Like
That's
literally,
powerful.
like, yeah, like that shit. But then I realized, like, bro, like think about how many memories you have as a kid, and like, you know, going outside, like getting into whatever you would get into,
Yeah.
you know, with your friends and all of that. And then I thought about it, like all of these kids are on social media. They're gonna grow up and they're not gonna remember their childhood.
That's
Like
sad.
they're literally not going to have any recollection of their childhood at all. And that's like the most depressing thing to think about. That's terrible.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. Yeah, everyone would play outside all the time. I like rarely see
Yeah,
kids playing outside anymore.
exactly. Like that shit is like crazy to me. Like we would
Yeah,
like just be outside. Like we wouldn't even like we'd be like walking. We might like sit down somewhere. We might go to the store, play
yeah,
football, basketball. Like, dude, like I go outside more than kids. Like when I go to the park, I don't see kids. Just like they're but like they might be there with their parents, maybe because their parents forced them to go. Or they
yeah.
might be there and they'll be on their phones. And it's like, bro, this isn't good. This
It's
is not good for
serious.
them.
It's
It's terrible. That's one thing. Like when
yeah,
I have kids, they're not getting smartphones until they're like maybe teenagers or something like that. Like they're getting
yeah,
like their little ladybug, like flip phones, like
yeah.
walkie-talkies, bro. They're not getting those smartphones at a young age.
Definitely. And tech is only advancing. Soon there'll be some glasses thing or
Oh
mega
man.
AI smartphones or tech on our clothes or something, or who knows? Virtual
Yeah,
reality is everywhere. Yeah,
my kids aren't
it's
seeing none of
scary.
that.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
seeing any of that.
But yeah, like the youth of today, the kids, they're gonna have attention spans of goldfish. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No,
scary.
especially with things like TikTok, dude. Like it's like that shit is crazy. Like that shit is like it's so crazy how much time you can spend on that app specifically.
Oh
Like
man, yeah,
watching those short videos and what that does to your mind. And even
yeah,
like I'm not sure if I've spoken about this, but like, you know, I blew up a lot quicker on TikTok than I did on YouTube.
huh?
And like I think whenever I quit, and like my account's still there just because I'm still making money from it, so I can like go and withdraw whatever. But
Yeah,
like I had like 90K, I think, on TikTok.
nice.
where thank you. But like I think I started in November of last year.
Damn.
So it's like that, like it was so quick. Whereas YouTube, like, dude, I've been doing this since like what, March 2019, I think, is when I started like posting consistently. So it's like it gives you this instant gratification mindset. And these
Yeah.
kids are gonna grow up, you know, and they're gonna have like 20,000 followers from like not doing anything. And they're gonna they're gonna have reality checks. Like it's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be really bad. They're not gonna know how to work for anything.
Yeah. Just that, and the whole novelty of just swiping and getting a dopamine hit. Swipe, get a dopamine hit. It's not like they don't even care about the content that they're looking at on TikTok. They're not
Exactly.
It's just like swipe. Oh, this is interesting. This will distract me from my life for 10 seconds. Swipe.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then to grow on these platforms, and even the whole like, whether cryptocurrency. I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency. But like GameStop, but people want these get rich quick schemes, like just by GameStop, and like create, and that was cool because it was against. I'm not sure how much you know about that. It was against like these hedge funds. They wanted to take the power back, but lots of people have this get rich quick mindset, get successful quick mindset. In reality, success takes hard work and time and patience and perseverance.
Exactly.
And everything in our culture is wired for that, just engineered. They have these Stanford MBAs designing Facebook to make it as addictive as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like it's all intentional. I don't know if you watched The Social Dilemma. I haven't watched that yet.
I saw it.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch that. I've been telling myself that for the longest time, because I feel like it kind of like, you know, dives a lot deeper into that.
It's really good. I highly recommend it.
I'm gonna definitely watch that within this week. I'm gonna watch that within this week.
I highly recommend it. Yeah.
But I don't like. I think something that a lot of people don't understand is like usually the rate that you blow up at is the rate that you fall off. So it's like if you blow up overnight, you're gonna fall off overnight too.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the reason why is because, like you're not like building that foundation. Like you don't have like the character traits to maintain what you have.
Yeah.
And a lot of children don't understand that. They want clout. Okay, they want clout. That's not what you should be going for. Like that's like not. It's very, very short term, you know, and it's not like unless you know what you're doing. Like say for example, I was looking at the D'Amelios. I don't know if you know who those two sisters are. They're basically like the two of like the top TikTokers. One of them is like 16, I think. The other one is like 19, 20, something like that. They seem to have a good sense of how to take their fame and make it a long-term thing. But a lot of people don't have that. And like I said, like I'm kind of scared for the next generation. Yeah. And that's why I try to kind of like, you know, put people on game wherever I can. You know, especially like, you know, talking to kids, like I love like telling them all of this because I want them to be different, you know, than their peers. But it's a problem. Technology is a problem. Social media is a problem. And, you know, to circle back to Nofap or PMO or whatever, you know, these kids are going to get started a lot earlier just because they have that exposure at an early age.
Yeah, when I was in high school, we just had the family computer. I didn't have a. Yeah. There was like the shared computer, and then be like when my parents went to the grocery store, I'd run over, and Nowadays, everyone has a smartphone in high school or middle school. Yeah.
Even elementary school.
Yeah, I equated it to it's almost as if for addicts, it's almost as if like if it was comparing it to alcoholics, it's almost smartphone addiction is almost as if an alcoholic had a beer in their pocket at all times. You know, it's just something on them 24/7. Yeah,
exactly. And like I said, people don't realize like just like alcohol will mess your body up, technology will mess your mind up if you're not careful. And that's why, you know, just like you were saying earlier, create more than you consume. Social media, like technology can be like, it's a game changer. you know, if you use it the right way,
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah.
yeah, like literally, like this right here can be like, it can change your life. It's changed mine already, you know, in just like a couple of years of doing this. But if you use it the wrong way, it can be your greatest distraction.
Yeah, and it could destroy you. Yeah, if you have a PMO addiction, or just rot your brain slowly over time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's serious stuff. Yeah,
it's terrible, dude.
But yeah, in terms, I love what you were talking about in terms of long-term success. It's so important, and with my videos, I try to have the mindset of how can I give value to people, how can I help people, and then just know as long as I'm focusing on that long-term, I'll be successful. But yeah, if someone's chasing clout, chasing just what will go viral, it might work here and there, but they're going to feel empty all the time. They're not actually creating real value for people. They're not actually doing fulfilling work, but they're like chasing this illusion. They're chasing this number on their subscriber counts. They're chasing this, rather than actually caring about their audience and how can I help people? How can I give value? And when you have the more, fulfilling mission or purpose, putting people on game and trying to help people, that creates the foundation for that long-term success, because you're actually focused on creating really real value. Yeah.
I think
and actually trying to make this world a better place, Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know if you watch Infinite Waters at all.
I do. Yeah. I've done a collaboration with him like 6 years ago.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, dude, that's really dope. He was like a big, he helped me get through my spiritual awakening for sure.
Nice.
But he said something a while back that like changed my perspective on life, and especially like as it relates to what I do, like my field, YouTube. He said you shouldn't try to get $1 million. Like you shouldn't, like if you want to be rich, don't think about how to get $1 million. Think about how you can provide value to 1 million people.
Yeah.
And the money comes in. And like when he said that, like I'm talking immediate paradigm shift. Like I felt like I had like been reborn.
I like that a lot.
Like, dude, like, and like ever since then, like nothing has really been the same. Like I've just,
that's a big shift. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. Sometimes I do fall into that mindset of, numbers and things like that. Yeah. And that's a big part of the reason why, I hid my sub count, and I have a video on that coming soon as well.
Nice.
Yeah. But like, it's always nice to understand that at a deeper level, and always be able to go back to that. It's all about providing value, the most value to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And doing that, money, followers, all of that stuff will come naturally. And on top of that, you'll be fulfilled from within.
Exactly.
Because you're helping people out.
That's powerful. Yeah. So much of our society is geared on just money or clout or quarterly profits on the business report. But that's chasing a shadow. The money should be a byproduct of actually helping people, creating value for people.
Exactly. And you just enjoy the money so much more. You enjoy it so much more when you do it.
It's coming from yeah.
Okay, so we're closing in on the hour mark. Let's answer like maybe 3 more questions.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's see. Gotta pick some really good ones too.
This has been really fun. Yeah.
Definitely.
We're on similar wavelengths. Yeah.
Great discussions. Let's see. I feel like I saw a pretty good one. I think, I can't find it. I saw somebody ask earlier, like, how do I overcome my addiction to TikTok? He said that he keeps re-downloading the app. Now that's something that I struggled with for a while, with Instagram especially. You just have to delete your account. Like that's really what it's going to come down to. Like if you keep re-downloading it, you're going to have to take that next step. And if that doesn't work, you might have to take a break from your phone. Like you're going to have to, like, whatever you have to do, go to that next level of discipline.
Yeah. If he has an iPhone, he could use screen time to actually block the app. Then you're blocked from downloading it. But it'll ask you to input a password if you want to download it. So I know some people will have their friends set up the screen time and put in a password. So that way, when they download TikTok or whatever it is, the password comes up, and yeah, they'd have to ask their friend if they really wanted to do it, and their friend would be like, no. But just in case that some accident happens, you know, or they needed to see something on TikTok for whatever reason, you know, their friend could always give them the password. But yeah, that's one option, is setting up some screen time thing and having the friend set up the password. But yeah, like you said, you just gotta do whatever it takes. If it means taking a break from your phone, you know. People lived without smartphones for hundreds of thousands of years. Like,
yeah,
we could go a day without it. Like,
that is true. People forget about that. People definitely forget about that.
Yeah, it's almost like this third arm of ours. Yeah, but it's a tool, and it could really damage you, or it could really benefit your life if you use it properly and in its right place, minimally.
Exactly. Create more than you consume. Let's see. Help me. I get urges and brain fog when I'm on a Nofap streak. So like we were saying earlier, getting on your purpose and meditating and cold showers. Those three things will always help you out, and working out. I know it sounds like generic Nofap advice, but you know, people say these things for a reason. It works. It's as simple as that. It works. I think brain fog, like, that can be tough, you know, and that's like something that a lot of people say deters them from doing Nofap for extended periods of time. But you know, you have to understand what brain fog is. You know, it's an opportunity for you to get more in tune with yourself. So journal, you know, like try journaling to bring some clarity to your mind, and meditation, like we said, and just like being present with your thoughts, just sitting there and listening to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is, I'd be curious how long that person has been on NoFap, because yeah, he still might be in that flatline adjustment period stage, where the brain's like, where's my PMO? Where's my PMO? And it takes a while to recalibrate and reboot the brain. So maybe just keep pushing through, you know, and the brain will eventually become rebalanced. And that shows how much the PMO is actually affecting him. If he leaves the PMO and he's having brain fog, it shows, wow, this PMO like was creating significant things going on in his brain. You know, it shows how serious it is.
Yeah, and also, you know, like we said, the answer will always be keep going. Just keep going, keep pushing, no matter what.
Yep.
Let's see.
Here we go. Jordan, have you ever tried to manifest something but the synchronicities weren't there? It's a good question, Chris.
I feel like, okay, here's my thing. I feel like whenever I manifest something, it's like the only way that would happen is if I put a timeline on it. Everything that I've ever said, like, okay, this is what I want to manifest, I've gotten it. You know, I've gotten it. You know, and like some are still in the works. But just generally speaking, everything, like, I've either gotten it or I'm working towards it right now. The thing is, if you put a timeline on things, then yeah, you might have that perceived failure, but it's not really failure. You know, you have to trust the process and trust that things will come when you're ready for them. So I don't think it's really possible for the synchronicities to not be there. I think it's just a matter of you being patient. You just have to be willing to wait. I actually just like wrote about this yesterday. I'll give you like a quick little summary. Like, imagine like if you're on a road trip and you set that destination, and it's like, you know, it might be a long road trip, 15 hours. You're on the road for 15 hours. And, you know, as you go further along, you get like more and more tired and frustrated. But you have to understand that you're getting closer. You can only get closer to your goals, because the way that time works, at least, you know, in this realm, is that it moves forwards. So you are only going to get closer with each and every passing moment. So every moment that you wait is not a moment more that you don't have it. It's a moment closer to you getting it.
Things happen at the right time. Yeah. I like that a lot. Sometimes when I do feel that, so patience is important. Yeah. Because frustration is a negative emotion. When we're coming from this frustrated place, that's going to slow down the manifestation process in a way. when we believe in it and we're positive about it, it speeds it up. But sometimes if I'm kind of frustrated about something, I'll find maybe an easier thing to manifest. It's okay, I'm having a hard time manifesting attracting the perfect girlfriend for me. Then okay, let's just manifest going on a date. Or like you could break down and start small.
Yeah.
So and work your way up. So that could be another thing to that person experiencing some frustration, is break it down into a smaller chunk and work on that sub goal. And then that'll hopefully give you the confidence and belief to work on that higher goal.
No, that's definitely true. And also just understanding, as within, so without. Like if things aren't synchronized on the outside, it's because things aren't synchronized on the inside. So maybe you have to ask yourself if, that goal that you're trying to achieve is really in alignment with who you are.
Exactly.
Sometimes we think we want things that we really don't want. And it takes time for us to realize that. Like for me, for example, I was trying to manifest 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I've told this story so many times, but it's like I thought that I was going to get that from doing the type of content that I was doing before, doing videos, Tinder videos, public interviews, content that I knew didn't reflect who I was. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, dude, like, why is this shit not popping off? But it turns out I was meant to do something else. I was meant to get it in a different way. I wasn't in alignment with my true self. And truth be told, I didn't want to blow up doing public interviews and all of that, because that wasn't the content that I liked making. That wasn't me. And even if I did blow up doing that, I probably would have quit. So you have to get in alignment with yourself. That's always the first step, I feel like, in manifestation.
Yeah. Extremely important. Yeah. Or else you're resisting a part of yourself. You're wondering why you're experiencing this resistance in the external world, but it's actually a reflection of what's going on inside. There's a deep part of you that actually doesn't want it. So yeah, to reconsider what you actually want and what you're trying to manifest is so important. Yeah,
exactly.
You explained that really well. Chris says, thank you, Jordan and Luke. That helped a lot, man. Awesome.
I'm glad that helped. This is okay. We'll end it on this question right here. What's the method you use to grow on YouTube the fastest? Since I know a lot of my supporters want to be YouTubers as well. For me, like I said, it's getting in alignment with yourself. I think that's like people. It seems too good to be true. Like it seems like that's a little too easy. But you have to understand that with social media culture, that's very rare. Like a lot of people are heavily influenced by what they see outside of themselves. So if you focus on being who you are authentically, you're going to stick out to people just off that alone. So I think that and, providing value to people, doing those two things will guarantee you growth, in my experience. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And I think you've done really well on YouTube this last year, as people can sense you're a genuine, real dude. You're vibrating at your true frequency, and people sense that and they're attracted to it. Yeah. And YouTube is so saturated nowadays, it's hard to break through, So yeah, and it's true. Everyone's trying to be someone who they're not, so the actual real and genuine people can stand out. And I'd say another tactic is just something I need to work on is more consistency with my upload frequency. That's something you're good at, but I think consistency is important. Yeah, and also definitely. Just the goal is to be your true self, but sometimes it takes some time to find your true self. So experimenting and trying different things, I think, is an important part of the process too. And collaborating with people, collabs are great. And also one great thing about collabs is just interacting with, you become there's that quote, you become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Yeah. So just, I really enjoy collabs because energy, inspiration, ideas, and you just get on a similar vibration, as the people you collaborate with.
Exactly. If we're all just, we're absorbing value from each other. And that's something that I feel is great. I don't know if you read Think and Grow Rich before.
I'm actually reading it right now. That's awesome.
Me too. Yeah, I'm actually nice. I'm almost finished with it. But the mastermind principle, that's like
exactly.
That's exactly why I started doing these collabs. That's exactly why I started trying to do more of that. Yeah, because it's like, multiple minds is always going to be stronger than one.
Yeah.
Especially when you're considering that, I'm still here. Like I'm the common denominator. So now we're just adding to that.
Yeah.
It's all like we're always going to be able to provide more value than just me alone, because there's two of us. It's just the way numbers work, So that to me is something I've been trying to do more of, collabing. And just also researching like keywords and things like that, like learning like the technical aspect of it.
Yeah,
is
something that's
also
I'm not very passionate about, but it's important.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but once you get
it's helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, once you get it, it's nice. It's definitely nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being on this stream with me.
This has been awesome.
And I appreciate you reaching out to me too.
Yeah,
because,
on my YouTube, it was like first. Yeah, on my YouTube, it was like, who has similar. YouTube has a new thing in the analytics. Where are you? What other channels are your viewers looking at? And Jordan Green was one of the top ones. So reached out, got talking, and But you want to do a stream on my channel next week?
For sure.
Awesome. Definitely. Looking forward to it.
Definitely. So you guys stay tuned for that. Go subscribe to Luke. He's out here dropping gems, as you can see from this past hour.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and give this a thumbs up for Jordan. Let's get this video some likes for his channel.
You already know. But I'm really bad at ending streams, so I'm gonna just go ahead and end it right now. Thank you guys for stopping by.